One thing na laging sinasabi ng mga dermatologists about acne is there are many causes and factors to it. So in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you everything na ginagawa ko to be acne-free. From my skincare, to my lifestyle habits, to even my eating habits to help give you a better perspective on what I do to keep my own acne controlled. And para may reference din kayo, I'm gonna be listing this from the most important to the least important based sa sariling experience ko. Starting with the first and most important part of my anti-acne routine, it's my 3 acne medications. Now, something very important that I've learned sa dermatologist ko over the years is hindi lang salicylic acid, hindi lang retinol, and actually, hindi nga lang isang acne medication ang sagot sa acne. Usually, it's 2 to 3 gold standard acne medications. Kasi kapag pinag-isipan mo siya, it really does make sense. Maraming iba't ibang causes ang acne, and no one product or even one medication can address all of these causes efficiently. Except for maybe one oral medication, but we'll talk about that later. Now first, I use the acne medication benzoyl peroxide. And over 10 years ko na to ginagamit sa skin ko. And honestly, I feel like never na mawawala to sa routine ko. Benzoyl peroxide is actually a gold standard first-line acne medication. Meaning, isa siya sa may pinakamaraming evidence against acne. And dermatologists almost always prescribe it, whether to treat acne sa mga patients nila or for maintenance na lang. Ang benzoyl peroxide kasi, it eliminates the bacteria that causes acne sa skin natin. And unlike other antibiotics na ginagawa rin to, yung benzoyl peroxide hindi nagiging resistant yung skin natin dito. Kaya natin siya nagagamit for maintenance din. Na personally, I use my benzoyl peroxide in the morning. Ina-apply ko siya sa acne-prone areas ng face ko as prescribed by my dermatologist. And then after that, magsa-sunscreen ako, and sometimes that's my only daytime routine. Meanwhile, sa nighttime naman, I use my second acne medication, which is what we call a prescription retinoid. And yes, prescription retinoid. Hindi to retinol, guys, ha. Now, prescription retinoids are also part of the gold standard treatments for acne, and karaniwan, first-line treatments din sila. Ito yung mga medications na tretinoin, adapalene, and trifarotene. Now, these are all very powerful acne medications, but it depends sa skin ng isang tao, yung skin type, skin concerns, and skin situation nila, kung ano yung magiging pinaka-effective or pinaka-hiyang sa acne nila. And para sa akin, ang na-figure out namin ng dermatologist ko na pinaka-hiyang or pinaka-effective talaga sa skin ko and sa type of acne na meron ko was tretinoin. Again guys, iba-iba siya. Ako personally tretinoin, meron nung kakilala adapalene yung mas hiyang sa kanila. So it really depends from person to person. Na ang ginagawa ng mga prescription retinoids sa skin natin is kapag pinahid natin sila, sinisignal na nila yung mga skin cells natin na basically parang ayusin yung buhay nila. Sinisignal kasi nila yung mga skin cells natin na mag-turnover or magpalit ng mas mabilis or mas efficient. And kapag efficient yung pagpalit ng balat natin, that helps prevent na hindi mag-clog yung pores natin, in which alam natin yung kapag nag-clog yung pores natin, yun yung nagkakos nung tiny bumps and then eventually acne. And after consistently using benzoyl peroxide in the morning and a prescription retinoid at night, both of these really helped sa mga tiny bumps and breakouts ko. As in guys, after 3 to 6 months talaga of being consistent, grabe yung improvement. Pero nung time na yon, actually, I would still be getting breakouts here and there. And what really helped lessen yung breakouts ko significantly that led to my clear skin was my third acne medication. Now, through the years, actually, nag-iba-iba yung third acne medication ko. For example, there was a time na yung third acne medication ko was 15 to 20% azelaic acid or yung prescription strength na azelaic acid. Pero nung time kasi na ginagamit ko yung azelaic acid, parang medyo maintenance phase na ako nung acne journey ko eh. And while nakatulong siya ng konti, not just with my acne, pero sa mga acne marks ko rin, I would say what really helped me significantly were the times na ang third acne medication ko was either antibiotics or isotretinoin. Naunahin natin yung antibiotics. So, yung antibiotics can be topical, meaning pinapahid, or oral, meaning iniinom. And at different points of my acne journey, actually na-prescribe na sa akin to ng dermatologist ko. Like, there were times na oral yung ibibigay sa akin, and there were times na yung pahid naman yung ibibigay sa akin. Usually kasi kapag mild yung acne mo, maybe 1 to 2 na mga red pimples here and there, they might give you the topical. Pero kapag yung mga malalaki ng acne na galit talaga and dumadami na sila, your dermatologist might give you yung oral naman. But the thing with antibiotics is, gaya nga ng sabi ko kanina, hindi sila pwedeng forever na acne medication because your body gets resistant to them. Hindi naman sa dapat never ka na nag-antibiotics, kaya nga lang kailangan talaga may certain time frame lang. Kasi kapag hindi mo siya tinigil, magiging resistant yung katawan mo, and ang consequence nun is kapag nagkasakit ka na in the future na kailangan ng antibiotics antibiotics to treat it, hindi na siya mag-work or possible na hindi siya mag-work. So kailangan bantay na bantay ka talaga ng dermatologist mo whenever you are using antibiotics. Hindi siya yung parang tinatake mo lang on your own. Now, on the other hand, another acne medication na naging sobrang effective talaga sa akin is isotretinoin. This is what we also know as Accutane or Acnitrex. Yun yung mga brands na meron kasi nila. And ang sabi nga ng isang dermatologist ko, this is really the closest thing we have to an acne cure. Ang isotretinoin kasi mainly ang ginagawa niya is it shrinks the actual gland sa skin natin na nagpo-produce ng oil, which is one of the root causes of acne. And in my experience, my skin was really at its clearest nung ginagamit ko yung isotretinoin. And even after matapos ko sa kanya, I would say hindi na sobrang lala na mga breakouts ko compared to before. Na baka isipin nyo na parang miracle drug to na kapag tinake nyo siya, mawawala na lahat ng acne nyo. Hindi siya ganon. Of course, it still takes 3 to 6 months for you to actually appreciate results from isotretinoin. And of course, kailangan ng reseta from a dermatologist. Usually nga nagpapabigay pa sila ng blood test before mo matake yung acne medication na to. Because it does affect yung parang levels of cholesterol or triglycerides mo, something like that. And another thing to take note of is medyo pricey din siya. But I do have to say, it really works. As in, worth it siya kung afford mo. And usually, last resort talaga to ng dermatologist kapag lahat na ng mga pinahid na medications is hindi talaga gumagana after 3 to 6 months of using those. So I only had to use it at a time na parang sobrang critical na talaga yung acne ko. But recently, hindi ko na siya tinatake. More of naka-maintenance na ako, but it still is worth a shot to ask your dermatologist about it kasi baka game silang ibigay sa'yo yun. But definitely, it is worth a try to really ask your dermatologist about possibly using isotretinoin. Baka game sila, baka candidate ka pala for it. And speaking of, this is also the second most important thing that I do for my acne. It's following up with my dermatologist. Na baka akala nyo parang every week or 2 times a month ako pumunta sa dermatologist ko. Actually, hindi. Actually, meron time na twice a year na lang ako pumunta sa dermatologist ko. But my point being, kailangan gawin mo siyang regular or especially kapag meron kang concern, that should be a reason for you na bumalik ka. Like for example, lumala yung breakouts mo. And actually, marami nga nagtatanong sa akin sino ba yung dermatologist ko? And the real answer to this, guys, is wala akong isang dermatologist. I actually have multiple dermatologists that I go to depending on the procedure that I need or kung nasaan yung lakad ko. But one of the most common siguro na napupuntahan ko is Dr. Gail Robredo Vitas in Derm HQ sa Makati. And dito sa channel na to, you guys have already seen Doc Gail in my videos many times. Kay Doc Gail, actually more of yung under eyes ko yung parang pinapagawa or yung parang pinapatreat ko sa kanya. But from time to time, I also ask her about what I can do for my acne. Kapag kunyari may breakout ako and then nag-visit ako sa kanya, sinasabay ko na rin just to get her opinion on what I should do with my current medications. Aside from that, I also have frequent checkups sa Skin Adept. This is in Estancia Mall. They have an entire team of board-certified dermatologists there and napakabait din nila talaga. As in, whenever I need to do a follow-up na face-to-face or if I have any skin emergencies, let's say kailangan ko magpa-inject ng pimple, I go to them kasi sila talaga ang pinaka-convenient sa akin na puntahan. Now, another clinic I trust is AC Skin Health in Mandaluyong. Dito ako actually regular talaga nung 2021 to 2022. And sila actually nagpa-realize sa akin na it shouldn't just be one acne medication na dapat ginagamit mo, dapat multiple. They also have a team of very kind and professional board-certified dermatologists. And actually, yung setup ko sa kanila before, nung first meeting ko, face-to-face siya, pero yung mga follow-up consultations, pwede nang online sila. So itong 3 na siguro yung parang pinaka napupuntahan ko and yung parang pinaka naging significant sa acne journey ko. But if wala tong mga to sa location ninyo or medyo malayo, I do have a video full of recommendations and a step-by-step guide on how to consult dermatologists. Lalagay ko na lang siya dito sa I button. So next and the third most important thing that I do for my acne is actually to maintain a healthy lifestyle. I know, easier said than done. Now let me be clear first since we're on this topic already. Hindi enough ang lifestyle alone to treat your acne, pero important factor pa rin siya. As in, even if lahat gawin mong tama when it comes to your health, you can still get acne if meron kang hormonal or genetic predisposition dito. And kapag hindi ka nag-take ng medications, knowing that. And actually, if you want a more in-depth explanation sa mga bagay-bagay na nagkakos ng acne natin, like different causes and factors, maglalagay din ako ng video here for you to watch just in case hindi nyo pa napapanood. Very important video yun. And I suggest kung hindi nyo pa napapanood yung video na yon, please do watch it. Now, let's also be clear, when it comes to acne, it's not one or the other, as in gamot versus healthy lifestyle. Actually, gamot and healthy lifestyle siya. So aside from my acne medications, I also make sure to get at least 7 hours of sleep, and I really mean this. As in, sa sobrang sanay ko na makapag 7 to 8 hours of sleep, kapag 6 hours lang yung tulog ko, mahalata nyo talaga siya sa energy ko. And then, when it comes to food, actually ang ina-avoid ko lang naman are skim milk and whey protein. Now, very important note, hindi naman lahat magbo-breakout sa whey protein or sa skim milk. It of course always depends sa genetics or sa lahi ninyo, as well as yung hormones ninyo. And yung dalawa na to, hindi naman sila common sa mga food na kinakain ko. So, it's very easy for me to avoid them. But I also don't try so hard in avoiding them as well, as hindi naman ako sobrang yung pinipressure ko yung sarili ko. For example, kailangan ko na talaga kumain ng protein bar, and then ang meron lang doon is meron siyang konting whey. I will still probably eat it. I just won't consume it as often. Like probably yung nangyayari mga times na yon siguro once a month or maybe even less. Now, another food group na merong evidence that it actually might worsen acne kung acne prone ka na is sugar, kasi daw sinaspike niya yung insulin or blood sugar levels natin, which has been linked to worsened breakouts. But very important note ha, to worsened breakouts, meaning kung hindi ka naman ma-breakout talaga, then wala kang problema. Pero kahit pa ganun guys, honestly ako hindi ko pa rin completely ina-avoid ang sugar. The reason being, hindi mo rin naman talaga siya kailangan completely i-eliminate, especially since ang sugar, meron yan sa lahat ng mga carbohydrates na kinakain natin eh. And nutritionist dietitians themselves do not suggest na mag-eliminate tayo ng mga entire food groups sa kinakain natin because it can lead to eating disorders. Actually, ako nga mismo before, muntik na ako magka-eating disorder eh, kasi parang takot na takot talaga ako kumain kahit tinapay, kahit kanin, kasi natatakot ako. Hala, kasi 'di ba carbs 'yun, yung carbs merong sugar. Hala, yung blood sugar ko tataas, magbo-breakout ako. As in, takot na talaga ako kumain ng any carbs nun kasi feeling ko magbo-breakout ako. Up until I realized and sinabi sa akin ng isang nutritionist dietitian na hindi naman din kasi talaga sustainable yung ganon, and ultimately, hindi rin siya healthy. Especially since it could lead to rebound eating or yung tinatawag nating revenge eating, wherein dahil sa sobrang pag-avoid mo over time, mas marami ka pang nakain kasi grabe ka nang nag-crave. O diba? So kapag nangyari pa yun sa'yo, edi mas lumala yung breakouts mo kung breakout prone ka pa. Kaya ako talaga, medyo naayos ko na yung relationship ko with carbohydrates. I enjoy a sugary treat every now and then. And overall, I focus more on habits that can help control yung blood sugar or yung insulin levels natin. Things like balancing yung macronutrients ng meals natin, dapat may right amount of proteins and fats siya aside from carbs. Taking more fiber sa diet mo or fiber supplements. And of course, also one big thing, resistance training or basically buhat consistently 3 times a week. But if I'm gonna be very honest with you, nag-workout ako hindi para sa skin ko. Syempre, I mostly do it for my body, but of course, indirectly, may benefit din siya for acne, and of course, that's welcome. And it's mostly the same for other things that involve yung lifestyle or yung health mo. As in, anything that you do for your health, hindi niya directly naman matitreat yung acne mo, but if it's good for your general health, then in general, it will be easier for you to target skin conditions like acne kasi healthy yung katawan mo and well-functioning siya. But anyway, next thing I do for my acne, ito medyo nasa lower half na to ng listahan because hindi na to as regular. But whenever I have that one big breakout na galit talaga and meron akong upcoming event, of course, hindi may iwasan, may insecure ka talaga kasi tao ka lang naman talaga. And as a board certified na tao, what I do is I get acne injections. Now, again, I want to emphasize, this is not a regular thing na ginagawa ko. Kapag lang talaga meron akong galit na breakout na red na parang ang laki na sa mukha ko. As you guys know, kapag meron ka kasing breakout na super laki and super inflamed, medyo mas mataas yung chance na mag-leave siya ng mark or even mag-scar sa skin mo. So, pag feeling ko magiging ganun na yung isang breakout ko, doon ko na siya talaga ipapa-inject para mas mabilis siyang gumaling and also para mawala na yung sakit. Kasi diba, kapag malaki talaga yung pimple mo, masakit din siya eh. Now, actually, you'll be surprised na maraming skin clinics ang nag-o-offer nito, especially yung mga skin clinics sa malls. As in, pasok lang kayo, ask nyo sa reception kung meron ba silang acne injections and kung pwede bang walk-in, and then you can have your pimple injected. Other times, you would need to consult with your dermatologist first, but honestly, that's not such a big issue for me. Na yung mga skin clinics na alam kong meron nito is yung mga clinics na minention ko kanina that I go to, pero kapag sa malls, siguro yung top 2 na naalala ko ngayon are Dermstrata or Skin Pro. So meron sila in some SM malls and Ayala malls. And if I'm not mistaken, a few hundreds lang din yung cost niya. And like I said a while ago, another hidden benefit of this is since nasa clinic ka na rin, pwede ka na rin magpa-consult sa in-house dermatologist nila, diba? And actually ako nga, parang yung isa sa mga life-changing consultations ko about my skin, parang by accident siya nangyari. It was exactly like that. Noong 2021 yun eh, and then magpapa-inject lang dapat ako ng pimple pero na-notice ng dermatologist na mag-i-inject sa akin na I keep going back for injections. So, nag-consult na rin ako sa kanya and we decided to increase the strength ng medications na ginagamit ko for my acne, and that was when we started isotretinoin. So, 'di ba, gumaling na yung acne mo, mapaprevent pa yung future acne mo, meron ka pang plano moving forward. Now, the next thing I do for my acne, again, medyo nasa may babang part na tayo, and it's actually my skincare routine. So, like I always say, supporting role lang talaga ang skincare when it comes to acne treatment. That's why medyo nasa baba siya ng listahan na to. But it doesn't mean na hindi siya useful. It just means, well, supporting siya. So, just some skincare items that I use to support my acne medications. Of course, a gentle cleanser. Sometimes with salicylic acid to be able to unclog my pores and support my acne medications. Then, a moisturizer to protect my skin barrier kasi sometimes may irritating side effect yung mga acne medications ko. And also, of course, sunscreen to protect myself from acne marks. One of my favorite sunscreens now for acne-prone skin, ang ganda talaga nung kay YOU. Yung Triple Acne Care sunscreen nila which has zinc PCA which has anti-acne properties. Meron din siyang Sim White which helps prevent dark spots even before they appear. And the best part, if I'm not mistaken, parang 300 plus pesos lang siya. And speaking of acne marks, another thing I also find myself regularly using kapag may breakouts ako are my spot treatments. Yung top 3 ko, number 1, yung benzoyl peroxide, and yes, pwede rin siya gamitin as a spot treatment. Pero yung benzoyl peroxide kasi it can't be used together with tretinoin. Yung spot treatment, ginagamit ko siya sa gabi. So kapag nighttime, I have alternatives. Actually, dalawa sila. Yung first is the Dr. O Spotless Pink Mud. Ito kasi may 2% salicylic acid and niacinamide na siya. Perfect for acne or acne marks. But another alternative I've really been liking is yung kay YOU, yung Acne Plus Spot Care Pro Serum nila. Ito naman has 4% niacinamide plus just a small amount of salicylic acid, and even pionin, which is a supporting ingredient that also helps eliminate acne-causing bacteria. Now, technically, either of these products could be an all-in-one, pero personally lang, I like to use Dr. O for active breakouts. But for pimples na either parating pa lang or pagaling na, I use YOU instead. Also, if you do want to know where I buy these skincare products online, ilalagay ko na lang yung mga legit shop links sa lower left part ng screen or sa description box. And now for the bottommost part of this list, kung na-share ko na sa inyo yung ginagawa ko from the most important to the least important, let me now share with you the things that I used to do na wala na masyadong impact sa acne ko, and one last thing that I would never do. So the first thing na ginagawa ko dati was religiously changing my pillowcase. Now, okay, yes, obviously, laban nyo pa rin yung mga pillowcase nyo, guys. But I really feel like this is an overhyped reason as to why people get acne. Not because hindi siya factor, but because it's only a very, very small factor. As in, ng pandemic years talaga, guys, no fail. Every week ako nagpapalit ng pillowcase, but that was still the time when I had one of the worst breakouts of my life. Pero sa ngayon na medyo nag-clear na yung skin ko talaga compared to before and very significant na yung pag-clear up niya, may mga times pa nga na nakakalimutan ko papalitan yung pillowcase ko after 3 weeks. Pero clear skin pa rin ako. But again, guys, nakalimutan ko lang yun na. Hindi ko naman sinasabing huwag nyo nang palitan yung pillowcase nyo for 3 weeks. All I'm saying is, yes, do it for general hygiene, but overall kasi, ang acne naman talaga, it's not just about your personal hygiene. You could be the cleanest person in the world, pero kung genetically or hormonally predisposed ka pa rin to acne, pwede ka pa rin magkaroon ng acne. Second thing that I actually don't do anymore is getting facials. And yes, ito yung mga facials na merong pricking. As in, nung college years ko talaga, guys, alam nyo ba, every month ako talaga pupunta sa Belo para magpa-pricking and magpa-facial. And what happened to my skin was, it was just always red, it had so many marks, and I was actually still getting breakouts. And now that my skin has actually more or less cleared up, it's actually a bit ironic na hindi na ako regularly nagpapa-facial. Na hindi ko sinasabing hindi useful magpa-facial sa mga skin clinic. It can definitely help kapag marami kang mga clogged pores or tiny bumps. Yung mga clogged pores kasi or yung mga tiny bumps, diba sometimes yun pa yung pwedeng mag-develop talaga to a pimple na red and galit na galit. And there are times na yung mga tiny bumps, they resolve on their own. Pero kung gusto mo ng peace of mind na wala na talaga silang chance maging red na galit na breakouts, then you can have that pricking session or that facial session. But my point is, and my dermatologist has also told this to me, it will not treat your acne, especially kung hindi ka naman consistently nagtitake ng acne medications. And lastly, one thing that I haven't done and I will never do or I will never take are acne supplements. Kasi talaga guys, there's really just not enough evidence na effective siya compared to yung mga gold standard acne medications. In fact, for this one, let me just quote some dermatologists kung bakit pati sila hindi nila to ginagamit sa practice nila as first-line treatment.
So actually, Doc, this is an oral supplement that I always see, itong lactoferrin. So apparently, it's been found na meron daw siyang antibacterial and or anti-acne effects.
When it comes to ano yung gold standards na mga minimension ni Jan, definitely ang lactoferrin ay walang laban sa mga gold standards. So based on the literature, I think I've only seen 3 clinical trials. And ang problema ko dun sa clinical trials na yon, iba-iba ulit yung dose, iba-iba ulit yung people na ini-investigate nila. So, long story short, meron namang evidence. Pero again, lagi kong sinasabi, hindi siya strong enough.
Nice to have but will not cure your acne.
Parang hindi talaga siya treatment.
Yun
It's
nga,
just
sabi nga
supplement.
namin, parang kailangan meron kaming word of honor na in 4 weeks, 6 weeks, you're acne free. Pag pinatake namin yan, wala kaming ganung yabang. Kasi nga kailan mawawala ang tanong, di ba? Yeah, more evidence is
More
needed.
evidence.
So if you took these supplements and meron ka namang positive na nakuha sa kanya, then great. But for those na ayaw na magsayang ng oras, na sigurista, for those who want evidence-based, meaning hindi lang inaral, pero marami na ang recorded na gumaling from it, then your answer won't be acne supplements. Ang sagot sa inyo is, yung gagastusin nyo doon sa acne supplements, i-save nyo na lang siya, ipunin nyo na lang siya for a consultation with a dermatologist, for medications, and then the right skincare, and then maybe kung may extra ka by then, sige, i-consider mo sila. Personally, if you ask me, very confident ako na I can achieve controlled acne and clear skin without acne supplements. And speaking of different kinds of acne treatments, I feel like another thing na very confused tayo about are the right anti-acne ingredients to incorporate or to put sa routine natin. So if you want a more in-depth guide on actual anti-acne ingredients, watch nyo tong video ko with a board-certified dermatologist. And here's also my beginner's guide to acne if you want to understand what causes your acne better. And as usual guys, thank you so much for watching and I will see you in the next video. Bye!